Hey! Thanks for stopping by to check in on me. You didn't have to do that. Not like I don't appreciate it or anything. Trust me, I really do. Honestly, I'd feel a lot better being with you right now, rather than staying alone. So, it's not that I'm not glad to see you. It's just, well, I don't want to bother you. I'm sure you have better things to do than. Oh. Uh, um, are you sure you don't mind? Well, alright then. As long as you're okay with listening, I can tell you a little bit about what's on my mind recently. Ugh, where do I even start? My thoughts are just all over the place. Lately, I don't know. This is probably gonna sound like a confusing mess, but I guess I just haven't been feeling totally like myself lately. It's like there's this constant knot in my stomach that won't go away. And I've been messing up a lot more than usual these days. Nothing too serious, luckily. But still, it gets me down when I make a mistake during a mission, or forget something obvious that I should have already known. And it seems to be happening more and more often, even though I'm trying my best. The other pro heroes I work with have noticed it too. But when they ask what's wrong with me, I just tell them I'm fine, and try not to seem too stressed out around them. Not sure how convincing I am, though. I thought I'd gotten over a lot of my anxiety since I was a kid. But maybe it just changed into different types of anxiety, you know? Like, I used to feel down about not having a quirk. What I wanted more than anything else was to become a hero, no matter how hopeless it seemed. But now that I actually am one, I find myself worrying about things like, well, pretty much everything, to be honest. A lot of people depend on me now. It makes me happy since at least I'm not useless anymore. But at the same time, it's a lot of pressure. I try to be optimistic, but the fact is, the good guys don't always win in the end. There's always the possibility of getting seriously hurt, or worse. But I think what I worry about even more than myself is the people around me. Sometimes I even worry about you. Even though I know you're strong and can handle anything, I just never want to see you get hurt in any way, you know? And other times, well, I don't even know where my anxiety comes from. But either way, it's just there. Ugh, it feels so awful. Even when I'm prepared for something ahead of me, or if nothing has gone seriously wrong, I'll still get this terrible feeling like something bad's about to happen. Like the other day, for example. We were about to go after this villain, and I had the worst feeling ever just hit me out of nowhere. Everything started spinning. I felt dizzy and nauseous, my head was throbbing. I thought for sure I must have been hit by the villain's quirk. It wasn't just inside of my mind. I could actually feel myself getting physically sick too. So I wondered if the villain had snuck up on me somehow. But no, that wasn't the case at all. Something inside of me just made me feel that way for some reason, and I still can't pinpoint what exactly it was. Well, yeah, I guess it is true I haven't been getting that much sleep recently. Oh, you think that could have something to do with it? You might be right. Last night, I don't even know if I slept. I mean, I lay down in bed and I tried to sleep, but before I knew it, my alarm was already going off. Ugh. And even if I do manage to get some sleep, I still don't feel well rested at all. Especially if it's after I've had a nightmare. Yeah, I've been dealing with some nightmares too. Really bad ones. Maybe that's why I can't sleep. My body already knows there's the chance I might have another awful dream, so it tries to put off sleeping to prevent that from happening. Still, with all the pro hero duties I have, I can't really afford to be tired, you know? So I just try to power through it, I guess. When I'm in the middle of a mission, the adrenaline rush is enough to keep me from feeling too sleepy. But I'll still feel so weird sometimes. Like that feeling I told you about earlier, where everything was spinning and I felt sick out of nowhere. And then, once I'm finally home, I'll try to relax. I'll lay down and do my best not to think about the things that are bothering me. But it's like my brain just won't let me catch a break. The more I've tried to avoid my thoughts, the more space they end up taking in my brain. Ugh! I can't stand it! No matter how tired out my body is, my mind just keeps going and going. Just one anxious, racing thought after the next. And the worst part is, I realize that I shouldn't feel that way, but I still can't stop myself. So then I end up feeling more anxious about everything. Ugh. I just don't know how to deal with it anymore. Ugh. Sorry. This probably makes no sense at all, does it? I know I'm just being... Oh. Wait. Really? You've felt things like that before too? But you've always seemed so put together to me. I thought for sure I was just embarrassing myself by telling you all this. But you seriously get it? The random waves of panic and nausea, the sleepless nights, feeling like something might go wrong even when there's no reason to think that way. You can relate to all of that too? Wow. I thought I was losing my mind for a second. Now, after hearing that you can relate, that actually makes me feel a little bit less alone in this. I'm sorry to hear you go through that stuff yourself, though. Obviously, I don't really know the best ways to deal with that kind of stuff, since I've been struggling a lot too. But I think that maybe talking about it is a start, you know? Like, just now. Letting you know about the stuff on my mind felt like a huge weight had been lifted off my chest. Even though I didn't know if you'd get me or not. So, if there's anything ever bothering you, you can tell me about it, okay? I might not always know what to say, but I can definitely still listen. Oh, you're more worried about me right now than yourself? Aw, it's okay. I'm sure I'll figure something out. It's just, I'm not sure where to start. When it feels like there's so much going on, I get too overwhelmed to even think straight. I feel like I'm frozen in place, and I have no clue what to do next. Ugh. Well, it is pretty late, so I guess, um, maybe sleep? I know that my body probably needs it, but I don't want to be stuck tossing and turning in bed with my mind racing. That just makes it even harder to get any rest. I don't want to deal with that right now. Hmm. Maybe instead of trying to sleep right away, I can just try to calm down first and see how that goes. Having you here with me already makes me feel a little calmer than how I was feeling before. I just have to think of what else might help. Oh, I know. There's this one strategy my mom showed me back when I was little that used to help me calm down sometimes. A kind of breathing technique. What was it again? 874? No, I think I got it backwards. Um, yeah, 478. That's the one. I've tried doing it on my own before, but it's not the same. I think the reason it helped back then is because I had my mom to guide me through it, so I'd try to match my breathing pace with hers. But since you're here with me, maybe we can try it out together. Okay. Alright. So, first, she would tell me to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it in for 7, and then breathe out for 8. So in, hold, and out. Usually would take a few times for me to get the hang of it, so we probably should repeat it. Gives me another chance to get some air in too. So in, hold, out. Huh. Really is easier when there's someone else to follow along with, huh? Phew. Huh. Weirdly enough, I I think it might have worked. I mean, it's not like all of my anxiety suddenly disappeared or anything. But it still got me to slow down a little. I wasn't thinking about anything else while we did the breathing exercise together. Just how to keep up with the pattern of your breath. It finally gave me a break from all the other thoughts I had running around through my head. Thank you for that. Like I said, I'm not totally free of feeling anxious, but kind of makes me feel like if I can manage to at least do that much, then maybe I can handle taking another step, and then another. You know, just one baby step at a time. When you think of it that way, it's a lot less overwhelming than feeling like you need to do everything all at once. The only question is, I'm not exactly sure what my next step should be. I mean, even if I do feel a little better, I'm still not as calm as I could be. So, maybe I should do something else to help me wind down some more. Hmm. I know you aren't really supposed to look at screens late at night, but there might be a show or something that could distract me a little from my thoughts. Maybe we could find something to watch together. Something relaxing? Oh, you have something in mind? Okay, here's the remote, so you can go ahead and put it on. Oh, this show? Yeah, of course I know it. Well, from a long time ago, I mean. I don't think I've watched it since I was a kid, but I still remember it a little. It's true that watching old nostalgic shows can be pretty calming, so I think that's a good choice. I'll just lay down here on the sofa with my blanket. You can lay down next to me too if you want. There's enough room for the both of us. Oh, yeah, I remember this episode. This is a good one. The main characters end up in all sorts of hectic situations, but somehow things always work out for them in the end. I kind of wish real life was like that too. But come to think of it, it'll probably get boring after a while, huh? I mean, no one wants to feel stressed out all the time. But if things were always perfect, then I wouldn't get to appreciate moments like this with you. Thanks for always being there for me. I know we've got each other's backs, no matter what happens. I think I'm starting to feel a little sleepier now. Maybe I'll just close my eyes and listen to the show as a background noise. You'll still be here with me, right? Okay, that's good. Well, if you fall asleep before me, that's fine too. let's just relax for the rest of the night. Hey there. Are you still awake? If you've got a moment to listen, make sure to click the subscribe button before heading off to sleep. For adult listeners only, you can check out patreon.com/Anigomi and find lots of exclusive audios to enjoy. Or you can order your very own custom audio at anigomi.com/commissions. Now, let's get some rest, okay?